then I was trying to get a response from him, and he finally said, "Your mom is just a tough one to just go around." Like, he was basically talking about how he couldn't get past my mom. And I was so confused. I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" So then he finally said, "What if I look different, but I had the same heart?" And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" Hi, Tab Bunnies. Welcome to the Rabbit Den. If you don't know who I am, that is fine. That is okay. My name is Tab the Chocolate Bunny. Since you clicked on this video, I'm guessing you're curious to know how I was catfished. Well, this happened sometime around maybe August of 2016. I was 14 at the time. I was using a messaging app called Kik. Now, back then, when I was in middle school, Kik was all the rave. I had people constantly asking me, "Tab, did you download Kik? Could I get your hashtag?" Things like that. Well, soon enough, I got Kik. I explored the app, and normally when you use Kik, you can search people up by their hashtag, or you can find groups to join. So I decided to join a group chat. Now, I'm a huge Naruto fan. I love anime. I've watched animes of all sorts. And if you're curious to know what animes I like, well, you can always request a video about it, and I do a Q&A video. I'd be happy to, detailing like my favorite animes and what type of animes I enjoy the most. But back to talking about Kik, I joined a Naruto group chat, and I began conversing with one of the members within the group chat. Well, soon he and I decided to take it to DMs. Now, this person, I'm going to call them Minilop. So, Minilop and I began chatting over time, and we got to know each other. Well, more on the lines of they got to know me. They claimed they were shy, and I would send photos of my face, and I would ask like, "Hey, could I see what you look like in return?" Well, they sent me a photo, and it was of a black guy with it was like one of those Snapchat dog filters. And I thought this person was pretty cute. They looked like a model to me. And that was something that just didn't click in my 14-year-old brain, okay? Because if it's too good to be true, oh, trust me, it's probably too good to be true. But like I was saying, we got to know each other over time, and we began dating not too long after that. They lived in a different country than me. They were UK born and raised. Unlike me, I'm an American girl. Country, Georgia peach, southern and raised. But yes, they were from the UK, so we had a time difference. I think it was around maybe 6 hours. 6 hour time difference, 7, maybe 8. Nonetheless, we talked about how much we wanted to see each other, and they were even planning a trip. We would find activities to do together, like we would find online games and we'd be playing that together while being on call. And anytime they'd have their camera on, I noticed that they wouldn't show me their face or anything, which was kind of odd. They told me all about their life, about being 16, going to school. They talked about being able to drive. They talked about their hobbies, like how much they love to draw and how they were an artist, all this good stuff. Trying to think of what else happened, y'all. Give me just a second. Gotta get my old brain to work. Gotta get my old brain to work. So, like I was saying, they're planning on coming down to my state, and we were going to actually see each other, but soon they decided to call off on it for no reason at all. And I was devastated, but I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's okay. This was someone that I really liked at the time. So I would always just go to my family members and be like, Ma, he said this and that to me, and he called me pretty, and we fell asleep on call. Like, you know how it is to be a little kid, to like someone and just talk so highly about them. I'm sure we've all gone through that. I was no different. I was just like you, always going to my parent, my siblings, and just telling them about this person that I met that I really like. So soon enough, things started to just go downhill from there. They slowed down with talking to me. It kind of felt like they were ghosting me a bit. Like, they would go maybe 3 days without talking to me, and then they would kind of stretch it out further. And I was always constantly texting them, constantly waiting on them, being like, hey, what's up? You know, I missed you. I hope you come back soon. Which is just, it's never a good sign. Don't be like the 14-year-old me. I mean, I'm very grateful for the experiences that I've had. They shaped me into the woman that I am today, and I'm proud of being where I am now. But if I can tell my story and somebody can see the red flags within my story and be like, okay, this is something I need to look out for, then please just heed my warnings. But like I was saying, sorry that I'm all over the place. Basically, there was this time where they talked about wanting me to meet their cousin, okay? Their cousin was on Instagram, and because I really liked Mini Lop, I was like, hey, yeah, sure, I'll meet your cousin. They told me that they were going to be gone for the day and that I can talk to their cousin to stay entertained, which is fine. I was chatting with their cousin. I looked through their Instagram. I saw all these different photos of them. And I remember going up to my mom and I was like, hey, Ma, like, this is what they told me to talk to their cousin. This is what their cousin looks like. And I just remember my mom just being like, ugh. Like, ugh. But, yeah, that happened. And their cousin began to flirt with me, and I was just like, what? So then I went to go tell my boyfriend at the time that and be like, hey, your cousin's flirting with me. I let them know that I'm not a cheater, and I just want to show you everything to show you who's in your corner. And they were like, oh, okay, well, you don't have to worry about talking to them anymore. I got to think about what else happened that day. Got to talk about what else happened that day. So this is how everything started to unravel. All right, I know you guys have been waiting, and if you're still watching this video and you made it to this point, give yourself a round of applause and put a bunny emoji. Bruh. If you're still watching and you made it to this point in the video, give yourself a round of applause and please send a bunny emoji in the comment section. Let me know that you made it this far. Okay, you guys? So, this is the part that you guys have been waiting for. How did I find out? Well, this is how I found out. So, during this specific day, my mom was doing my hair. She was braiding my hair, and I pulled out a dress that I wanted to wear, and I said, Ma, I want to wear this dress, and I want you to take a photo of me in it. So, after I got my hair done, I slipped into the dress, we were taking photos, and I sent it to my boyfriend at the time because I wanted him to see how beautiful I looked. So my mom said, don't you think it's unfair that, you send him these photos, but he won't send you anything? So I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. But then I tried to tell her, like, hey, he said he's shy and stuff, and it's still not a good enough reason. Like, are you kidding me? You're dating someone. So I asked and asked, and finally, after all of the time of him hesitating and kind of just like putting me off, he finally sent a photo. I showed my mom the photo, and it was of another black boy wearing a Snapchat filter. I can't remember what that filter was. I think it might have been one of the crown filters, like the flower crown filters or something like that. And of course, he looked vastly different. And my mom pointed that out, and I was like, well, I mean, we're on Snapchat. He's wearing a filter, and of course, it's going to make him look different. Like, that was my argument because I genuinely did not want to believe that he would do such a thing. And at that time, I didn't think it would ever happen to me. And lo and behold, lo and behold, is it. So, like, I left the room. I was texting him and I was like, my mom thinks you're catfishing me. Like, I know you would never do that. You love me enough to. Like, you love me too much to. Excusez-moi. Excusez-moi. So, he got quiet. He left me on scene. And I was trying to get a response from him. And he finally said, your mom is just a tough one to just go around. Like, he was basically talking about how he couldn't get past my mom. And I was so confused. I was like, what? What are you talking about? So then he finally said, what if I look different, but I had the same heart? And I was like, what? What are you talking about? Then he revealed to me that he had been lying about everything. Everything. From his height, that he told me he was 7'5", to his talent, from his skills, from what his family looked like, from what he looked like. And then he confessed to me that his cousin was actually him, and the reason why he made that account was because he did not trust me, and he felt like I was going to cheat on him. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here, but I don't ever expect much. I mean, I don't ever blame myself for being in that situation. I was 14 at the time. I was a little kid. I was still learning, and I'm grateful to have had that experience, and I'm grateful he has crossed my path and that I learned from the situation. I'm very blessed to have that knowledge, to be able to pinpoint and be like, okay, something's not right. Something, something ain't right. But at the time, just knowing that information, it felt like my world was crumbling. It felt like it was the end of the world. And I didn't know what to do at that point. So I had him come clean about everything. After that, I decided that, I still wanted to be with this person. And I wanted to work through everything because that's my mindset whenever I'm in a relationship, and it's still the same to this day. Like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes horrible, dumb decisions. I mean, but if I want a long-lasting relationship, I want to see what we can work on together and move past certain situations, and that was my mindset at the time. Not everybody deserves a second chance. It just depends on what they've done. And if you can find forgiveness in your heart, or if you feel like you can just move past it, it just really depends on the person, and it depends on what they did. But in my eyes, I felt like, okay, we can move past this. The lies continued. Okay, it never got better. It got worse. They started ghosting me more, and instead of it being like 3 days, it was like a week, maybe 10 days, maybe 12 days, and then it moved to like almost a month of being ghosted. I was still there. I was still waiting, and I was in the same situation. I had to learn, okay? I had to learn that some things are just unacceptable. But I mean, I was 14 at the time. I mean, of course, it wasn't going to be too serious. Um, but yeah, soon enough, the relationship drifted apart. I mean, there were so many red flags from him not showing me like his face, even after the images he sent me, and him claiming he was shy or that his camera was broke, or him claiming to be 7'5", and anytime I would ask to see his hands, he wouldn't show me his hands. Or when I asked him his shoe size and he told me he was a size 9, I was just like, eh. And then I asked him if he had any back problems or any pain or something, just like anything, and it was just like, no, I'm fine. But like, knowing like enormous people, tall people like that, they kind of have like problems walking, or maybe their back might hurt really badly. It's like things like that. You guys know what I mean. There were so many red flags, and each time I would just, it felt like I was closing my eyes to it, in which I probably was. I was. I was closing my eyes to it because it was just like, I don't want to believe this is my reality or that this happened to me. But yeah, the relationship fell apart, and I decided it was time to move on and call it quits. I mean, it was what it was. But hey, if you guys like that, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, please. Please turn on the notification bells. And once you've subscribed, please comment I subscribed, and I will reply to you guys in the comment section of the post. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love you all. Thank you, my beautiful tab bunnies. I love you. And I'll see you guys in another video.